Hello and welcome to Oceania Weekly. I'm Stephanie Greenfield. The opening ceremony of the New Zealand Asia Pacific Film Festival was held in the Sky City Convention Centre last Saturday. The ceremony included congratulations speeches, film awards and a formal dinner serving. The entertainment items included singing and dancing, presented by the delegations from Korea, Japan and top New Zealand singer Kings. The New Zealand Asia Pacific Film Festival is the international film show platform that is focused on the Asia Pacific region. It is held annually in Auckland, New Zealand on the last week of October each year. The purpose of New Zealand Asia Pacific Film Festival is to explore best films, excellent productions in various countries and regions, and promoting them on the international stage. The actress from Korea, Miss Sang Oh-kim, who was the main character of the movie Original Sin, was awarded the acting award. Korean fashion designer Miss Cecilia Kang provided her dress for the event. There was a workshop in the Adina Hotel, Auckland, last Saturday, and many people participated and talked to the movie director and actress from Korea. Miss Cecilia Kang took famous fashion models with her fashion dresses, and Professor Igalese Ete from Fiji showed how to compose music. The Korean film Original Sin was screened in the Hoyt Cinema in Sylvia Park.
So when I actually make a garment, I'm trying to actually use quite comfortable fabric, so it kind of fits one size all.
So my mission is to inspire, empower, uplift the world through the power of Pacific music. Yeah?
According to the Korean Basketball Association, the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Women's Pre-Qualifying Tournaments 2019 will be held in Auckland in mid-November. The first game for the Korean women's basketball team will be at 5 p.m. in the Trust Arena against China. The second game is on the 16th of November at 3 p.m. against the Philippines. The last game is on 17th of November at 5:30 p.m. against New Zealand at the Trust Arena. The Happy World Korean channel will attend the stadium and support the Korean team. For more details, contact Facebook Korea-NZ Cultural Association. One of the world's most deadly fungi has been identified growing in Australia for the first time, scientists say. The poison fire coral, which has a red appearance, was previously thought to be native to Japan and Korea. Researchers said its presence in the tropical state of Queensland considerably extends the reach of the species. If eaten, the fungus can cause organ failure and brain damage. In some recorded cases of fatalities in Japan and South Korea, people had brewed tea from the poison fire coral after confusing it with an edible fungus used in traditional medicine. Even touching the fungus can cause inflammation and dermatitis. This kind of fungus has also appeared in China, Thailand and Papua New Guinea. National Party leader Simon Bridges said the New Zealand government has been too soft on crime and it's led to a growth in gang numbers. Data provided from the New Zealand Police to Police Minister Stuart Nash, then to the National Party Police spokesperson Mark Mitchell, shows as of the 31st of August 2019, there were 6,729 patched or prospect gang members in New Zealand. That's a 25.9% rise from October 2017, when there were 5,343 patched or prospect gang members in New Zealand. Simon Bridges said the gangs aren't friendly motorcycle clubs who go out for a Sunday afternoon rides. Instead, they peddle misery in the form of drugs and violence. He said he believes Labour has been focusing on the wrong areas in crime, allowing the gangs to grow and get bolder. Simon Bridges said the government shares the blame. They have been overly focused on reducing prison numbers, and they've also sent a clear message that they are soft on crime. Researchers are looking at what our children are eating as they try to reduce the chance of heart attacks later in life. Data from 300 Auckland children aged between 8 and 11 will focus on how much salt and potassium they consume. Dr. Helen Isles from the University of Auckland said very little was known about children's diets in New Zealand, with the most recent children's nutritional survey undertaken in 2002. She said diets high in sodium and low in potassium in childhood could lead to plaque silently building up around the heart's arteries and high blood pressure, which also leads to cardiovascular disease. In New Zealand, 1 in 5 adults has high blood pressure, with Māori being 30% more likely than non-Māori to have high blood pressure. The National Foundation for Deaf and Hard of Hearing is alarmed by the rates of hearing loss it has found among 13 and 14-year-olds. The foundation said 34% of the 479 Year 9 students it screened at 3 secondary schools this year showed signs of hearing loss. It blamed loud music heard through earbuds and headphones for the figures and said parents should limit their children's use of personal devices. The Foundation's chief executive, Natasha Gallardo, said the testing found many young New Zealanders were listening to music on earbuds and earphones too loud and for too long. She said international studies show the incidence of hearing problems in young people has risen 30% since the 1990s, with 1 in 5 suffering from some form of hearing loss. Hundreds of koalas are feared to have died in an Australian bushfire, animal rescuers say. The blaze burnt through 2,000 hectares of bush containing a prime koala breeding ground in New South Wales, around 250 miles north of Sydney. Rescuers said the deaths were particularly tragic as the koalas were a diverse breed, with one expert calling it a national tragedy. The native species has suffered significant decline in the recent decades. Monitoring groups say koala numbers are falling, with as few as 43,000 left in the wild. Their decline has been blamed on habitat loss, disease, dog attacks and climate change. Facial recognition has moved into Australian schools with the help from the federal government. 5 schools are trialling a pilot to mark students present, which has some state governments alarmed. In China, the faces of students are scanned to let them into the schools. In the US, cameras patrol classrooms. Loop Learn's system has already been tested at Clarendon College in Victoria. It scans a person's face to mark their attendance in class, sending the information to an app, potentially on a teacher's smartphone. However, privacy experts are also concerned about what may happen to the information. Earlier this year, the Victorian government tried to stop schools from using this product after a review found major privacy risks. A new card will offer Australian Defence Force veterans thousands of special discounts as a way of thanking them for their services. The card released by the federal government last Sunday will be available to all veterans. Prime Minister Scott Morrison says the Veterans Card would offer access to more than 10,000 offers from about 500 businesses, both over the counter and online. The release of the card follows the passing of the laws underpinning an Australian Defence Force covenant in October. The laws allow veterans and their families to get their cards, lapel pins and other artefacts. Prime Minister Morrison said the lapel pin gives everyday Australians the opportunity to recognise veterans and thank them for their service. The offers available through the Veteran Card allow the business community to also show its thanks. The West Australian Government has begun rolling out multilingual signs along key tourist routes and dangerous black spots to help international tourists stay safe on the roads. Advisory signage with symbolic keep left arrows and keep left spelled in German, French and simplified Mandarin will be installed. West Australian Transport Minister Rita Saffioti said it's about ensuring everything possible is being done to keep motorists safe. 42 signs and 70 arrows will be placed along the notorious Indian Ocean Drive in the state's Midwest region, costing the taxpayers $135,000. 54 people have been killed or seriously injured on the 270-kilometre stretch of road over the past 5 years. Thank you for joining us here at Oceania Weekly. I will see you next week.